£15 for a gaming mouse from a reputable brand in 2023 seems like a pretty crazy deal, right? Well, this is the Cooler Master MM711 and it cost me just over £15. But how does it compete with other gaming mice that I've used in the past? Let's find out here in this video today. But before I get started, do you like honeycomb designed mice? Because I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. Let me know in the comments down below. I've been daily driving the MM711 for just under a week as of recording, and I've used it for everything on my desktop PC, so that's including video editing, gaming, and just general tasks like web browsing and watching YouTube and stuff. And I have to say, it's been a great mouse so far. There's been no weird tracking issues or double clicking or any weird quality control issues, anything like that. It hasn't fallen apart, which is always great. But I'd like to say that there's been no problems with this thing so far, and obviously that's a good thing. I got it in the retro colour scheme, and it sort of gives off that early 2000s vibe, a time from when I was born in 2001, and it does kind of remind me of my dad's old compact PC, which did kind of have this sort of colourway, but without the blue and the orange. Talking of the blue and the orange though, I think they contrast very well with the white and the beigey grey, so I think this mouse looks very unique to say the least, and it's probably an acquired taste. And there are other colourways available, and these are both black and white, and you can get these in both matte and glossy as well. The MM711 is technically an ambidextrous mouse as it does have a symmetrical design. However, the forward and backwards buttons are only on the left hand side of the mouse. This means that right-handed people will benefit more than left-handed people, unfortunately. The physical size of it is on the smaller size, and this sometimes was a bit of an issue for me because I do have slightly bigger hands and I'm used to the size of the Razer Death Adder, which is an enormous mouse, but it fits perfectly in my hands. The 711, however, is slightly on the smaller side, and this did result in me misclicking the side buttons a few times. The problem was in Fortnite, I kept accidentally placing a wall when I was trying to shoot people because I was gripping the mouse. That was a bit annoying at times, but it wasn't a major issue if I'm honest. So if you're right-handed and you've got smaller hands, the MM711 might be a very good mouse for you. The cable is a nice orange colour, and it's one of them ultra weave cables, which is essentially a braided cable, and it reduces snagging on the end of your desk and on your mouse mat. I've used a mouse bungee while I was using this mouse, and a mouse bungee just essentially stops the mouse from scraping along the back of your desk, getting caught and stuff like that. A mouse bungee is a nice to have when you've got a wide mouse like this. On the top of the mouse you have a nice orange DPI switching button, so it's hard to miss. This allows you to switch between different DPI profiles, and the value for each DPI profile can be set in Cooler Master's Master Plus software. So let's have a look at the specs of this mouse. It has a Pixar PMW3389 optical sensor. It goes all the way up to 16,000 DPI, and I just tend to leave mice on 500 DPI as that's the DPI I'm used to, so that's where I leave them. It also has an adjustable lift-off distance too, which can be changed in Cooler Master's Master Plus software. More on that in a bit. The buttons are armed with Omron mechanical switches, which are rated up to 20 million clicks, so it's got durability on its side too. The mouse wheel when scrolling is nice and firm, but the click of it is not the best in my opinion. But then again, this mouse only cost me £15, so I can't complain that much. It also weighs 60 grams, which granted isn't the lightest for a mouse with a honeycomb design and it's wired, but 60 grams is still pretty light, and with its PTFE skate on the bottom of it too, it does skate around pretty well on a mouse mat. This version does weigh about 6 grams heavier than the MM710, which is essentially the same mouse just without the RGB. The RGB does add around 6 grams of weight to this thing, but it is in both the back of the mouse and the mouse wheel as well. It's not the best implementation of RGB in my opinion. I believe it's just one LED on the back and one LED in the mouse wheel, but it is diffused pretty nicely, so that's a bonus, I guess. All of this can be changed in Cooler Master's Master Plus software. Here you can change the RGB between a static colour, breathing and colour cycle. Or alternatively, you could create your own and if you don't like RGB, you can turn it off as well. If you don't want to rely on the DPI adjuster on the mouse, you can change the DPI for each DPI level 2. Here I just set it to 500 and DPI profile 1 because I just never change my DPI on the fly. But if you want to do that, the option is there for you too. And, which I think is the best feature, if you don't want to leave this software running in the background, which I can't blame you because it does take up precious CPU cycles, the 512 kilobytes of onboard memory on the MM711 allows you to save profiles, which will save it to the mouse directly so you won't have to run software. So you can just set up the software, update the firmware on the mouse, and then you can just do whatever profile you want to put on there, and then just uninstall the software if you don't want it running in the background. So, with the technical stuff out of the way, what is this thing like to game on? And after about a week of using it, I've had no major problems at all. I did have that one slight problem when I was accidentally clicking the buttons on the side. Other than that though, I can't really think of anything that is this mouse's fault. The cable does sometimes get in the way, but that's just an inherent flaw of wired mice because I am just too used to wireless mice. But I didn't feel like it's holding back my gameplay at any point because I did get quite a few Fortnite wins on this thing because we bashed a bit of arena on there, and I used this mouse for the entirety of the time and it was great. I was playing pretty well with it, so it's not holding back my gameplay experience, even though I'm used to mice like the G Pro X Superlight and the Razer DeathAdder V3 Pro. So overall then, it hasn't affected my gameplay in any way, and it hasn't affected my creativity when I'm creating content as well. Usually when I create content, I use the G502 Lightspeed, which is probably my most favourite productivity mouse of all time, and I can't remember the last time I used it because I've just been using this. So there we go. This mouse gets my recommendation of the best budget and value mouse of 2023. Don't buy that garbage on Amazon, which is non-branded crap, and it's just got all that firework, electric, lightning rubbish on the back of it. Don't buy that, it's rubbish. Get this instead. It usually goes on sale here for around 15 quid. And the 710 variant, which has no RGB, you can even save a bit more money because I believe they go for around £12. So at least here in the UK, this mouse is an incredible value if you can find it for around 15 quid. The value of this mouse, I know I've said it loads, I just can't get my head around it. How are they making money with this thing? So if you're looking for a budget mouse for your gaming PC and you've currently got some rubbish Microsoft Office mouse, this is probably your best bet for an upgrade. Yes, it's wired, and a lot of people don't like wired mice, but at £15, you're not going to be getting a great wireless mouse, are you? So with that being said, buy this mouse if you're looking for a budget one, because it's just great. So with that being said, like the video if you like it, stay subscribed for more tech content, and I'll catch you in the next one.